Hello, welcome to another episode of Room 36. Today we have Nathalie.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Tell me something about yourself. I know nothing really about you.
Okay. Tell me something about myself. Okay. My name's Nathalie. I was born in Belgium. I grew up in France. I lived in America. Moved to Ukraine.
It's a lot of places.
Yeah.
You have a really international life.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to know about my background, my work experience, music experience?
Let's start with what I do know about you, actually. I know that you're in a band. Mm-hmm. You're the singer. You're the creator behind all of this? Or?
No. So music has definitely always been a part of my life since I was probably 4. First time I heard Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. Good song.
Yeah. Powerful.
Very powerful. But actually, my husband and I, Ilya, he's the drummer, we started the band back in 2016 when we were in the States. Officially, that's when it started. So our band's Vinok. But there's kind of a long history there, too, of previous bands, previous group experiences.
Okay.
So.
For our listeners, Vinok, check out the band, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a chance to listen to some songs on YouTube, and I saw that you were on X Factor, Ukraine.
We were.
Yeah. How was that? When was that?
Do you want the honest opinion or the commercial version?
I want the honest opinion.
Okay. All in all, it was a good experience. We got a lot of really positive feedback post the video being released and everything. It was also really interesting to see the behind scenes of how those kind of shows work. So I won't bash them.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot of very technical things that happen behind scenes that we weren't a huge fan of. So for bands, it's kind of difficult to be on those kind of shows, but that's also what made it different for us, just to promote the band versus promote the self.
I don't want to be too intrusive, but can I ask what's an example of something that the band didn't like about the show?
Well, for a TV show to work, you have to have everything pre-programmed, pre-planned. I think to some degree they have a winner from the beginning before they even reach out to people for being a part of the show. So X Factor, again, without being super mean, they reached out to us a few times asking if we would want to be a part of the show. Third time around, we were like, what the heck, why not? We'll give it a try. Could be a nice promotion, a good way to connect with Ukrainian musicians.
For sure. So you said no twice?
It just was something with the timing. I think one time when they were having auditions, we were in the States visiting family. And then the next time around, we were like, it's not really our area of interest right now. We just want to focus on making music and recording and not be on a show. Because it is a big time commitment as well. But again, all in all, we really appreciated the experience, meeting other bands or musicians here in Ukraine. It's a whole realm of its own.
Do you write your own music?
Yes. Write all of our own original music.
Okay, who exactly does the text?
The text.
Lyrics.
So Ilya and I write most of the lyrics. Typically, Ilya will write a good chunk of the lyrics, and then I'll tweak it depending on how it sounds vocally or what kind of melody we come up with. But it's really kind of a joint process. Our bassist Antoine, he is an amazing musician. It's actually a cool story how we met him. I don't know if you want to hear that, but
was it at a bar?
No, it was actually. We were asked to perform actually at St. Sophia for New Year's.
Okay.
3 days before New Year's Eve.
Ooh.
And we're like, okay, this is an opportunity that nobody wants to pass up. Big deal here. But our bassist wasn't able to play with us at the time. So long story short, we found Antoine our now bassist. This was actually a previous band that we had called Svingidai. And he came to like one rehearsal, learned 3 songs by heart. We were like, oh, do you want us to write down the chords for you? Or he was like, no, I got it. I was like, okay, cool. I wonder how this is going to go.
And you guys clicked?
Yeah, I mean, he like listened to the song once and then played it, basically.
Okay.
And then he had one rehearsal with us. We played 3 songs for New Year's Eve on TV.
Whoa.
Amazing. I mean, he did an amazing job. So that was kind of our first encounter with Anton.
And your band consists of 4 people?
So we have Anton, he's the bassist. I play keys and do vocals. And then Ilya, he does the drums. Then we have Anj, who plays guitar with us pretty regularly, who has his own project as well. But like the core members of like who writes the music, it would be me, Anton, and Ilya.
Okay, I'm still curious about the songwriting process. I'm a songwriter myself.
I heard, I saw,
working on
listened.
And how long does that usually take to crack out one song?
Oof. It really just depends on the mood, the what's going on in the world. I think a lot of our songs, we really try to write songs with a purpose, like not just for the heck of it.
Can you give me an example of one of your favorite ones?
One of our favorite ones. Cool. So actually, our next song that we're going to be releasing next Wednesday, on the 24th, it's called Friends. That one we started writing back in 2015.
Let me guess. It's about war.
No, actually.
It's about friendship?
It's about friendship, but I would say it's more of a tragedy of how a friendship that was very deeply rooted slowly got more and more like disconnected because they were going for different things, or maybe one was, wanting to be more successful or reach for these like really kind of superficial ideals of what life is, and they left that friend. They sacrificed the friendship to move towards those goals.
Okay, deep.
Yeah, sorry, pretty deep. But I think, we definitely write songs with a purpose. We want there to be like a message for all to relate to in relation to real life and just social causes.
How long does the song take to write? Is it a day? Is it a week?
Definitely not a day. Sometimes, I'll come up with a melody, even in the metro. Like, I'll be walking and I'm like, oh yeah, I have an idea.
Do you record it?
I'll record it, yeah. I have
like... You have to.
Actually, I just recently checked how many audio recordings I have on my phone. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's just say in the thousands.
Yeah, thousands.
Yeah.
I think probably around 1,000.
It's a easy place to get lost. But, yeah.
Do you have more pictures on your phone or audio files?
Actually, probably pictures.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah. I mean, it's just the place to, store things. So.
What do you take pictures of? Kyiv?
It's funny. I was
selfies?
Not selfies. I'm not really big into selfies.
I'm trying to get into selfies.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I would say more like nature, cool, interesting things.
Okay.
Of course, when I'm with people, like we'll take a photo, but it's not like an hour-long selfie session in front of a trash can or a cafe or I
like to take pictures of that guy, Stas.
Yeah, Stas likes pictures.
Shout out to Stas. He loves pictures, yeah.
But he's good at it too.
Yeah. Quick thing about Stas. I like when he performs a song. He really gets this persona. How do you pronounce that word?
Persona?
Yeah. Personage.
Personage.
Yeah. What do we know? Us polyglots here. And he like takes it all in. I don't think he gets stage fright. He gets the opposite.
He's a very social person.
Yeah.
Do you hear yourself?
Do you get stage fright ever?
I definitely used to, but I think we need some kind of fright to be able to perform well. which is kind of weird to say. But I don't as much anymore. And ironically, as I've said before, like when the concert or when the performance is more intimate, less people, maybe it's even a cafe setting, that's where I get more nervous because I'm like, everybody can hear and see me. But it's normal, I think, for anyone to get kind of some stage fright. Helps you do better to some degree.
What a paradox. How often do you perform?
Well, pre-COVID, quite a bit. But yeah, I would say we started performing more in 2019. And then our friend COVID came along and changed things up in the world and the music world in particular. So less for sure. I think we've done a few like live stream shows, but it's not really the same because you can't really see the audience. You don't feel the energy. But we had a really cool experience back in September where we got to perform with Gogol Fest here in Ukraine.
Okay.
Dacha Bracha performed, Dach Daughters. And so it was really cool to share the stage with them. A really cool idea too because they rented out a whole like hotel in and so the audience was all in different balconies of the hotel.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
You had the distance, right? So it was safe. People felt comfortable, but you also got a very different experience. So
By the way, you need to help me later with figuring out how to set up like private shows because we have a new band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
It's sounding really good. We've been playing for 1 or 2 months together.
Cool.
It's awesome. It's called Goshawk.
Goshawk.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Shout out to those
What kind of
guys.
style or genre?
We have a mix of
say.
blues, reggae, hip hop.
Nice.
I'm kind of into hip hop myself.
Cool.
Because it's easier for me than singing all over the place.
You can mix and intertwine the styles too.
Yeah, a little bit. Do you know Amber by 311? We have like 1 or 2 cover songs.
I don't.
Okay.
I probably
won't perform
do,
it.
but
it's
I mean, you can if
classic
you want.
reggae track. Pink Panther
Yeah.
is another one that's like an instrumental one that we do. It sounds cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So you've been all over the place. I don't know where you're from. I thought you were from Belgium.
Sorry.
You have an American accent.
I do. Yeah.
So where are you from?
So my passport is American,
Okay.
if that says anything. But no, I was born in Belgium. I lived there 2 years in Liège.
Do you have a Belgian passport as well?
Unfortunately, no.
Me neither.
At the time, my parents were like, we'll just let her have American citizenship. It's fine. But it would have been cool to have
Do you
dual,
make
dual citizenship.
good waffles?
You know, I do like waffles, especially
you're Belgian.
Liège waffles. But you have to have a particular sugar for that, like the pearl sugar for it to work.
By the way, what else is very stereotypical Belgian?
Of Belgian?
Yeah, I don't know much about Belgium.
Well, lace. They're known for their lace.
Lace?
Yeah, like lace gloves, lace dresses. Yeah,
Didn't know
interesting enough. Lace, their beer, their chocolate for sure, waffles, and surprisingly, this is kind of funny because I grew up in France, which is French fries.
Yeah.
But Belgium has the best fries.
Okay. I'm guessing
Frites.
they don't call them French fries.
They call them
Frites.
pommes frites.
Pommes
Yeah.
frites.
Yeah, with all like hundreds of sauces. So
Where'd you live in France?
near Versailles, like 30 minutes outside of Versailles. Different villages, but pretty much the same
Are
area.
you a village girl?
Not a village girl, but I definitely like nature for sure.
Okay. I have to throw this scenario at you
Okay.
before I forget it. I was trying to come up with it just now, right before our podcast. It's ridiculous.
I'm intrigued.
So you have this opportunity to win $50,000 for every person in Ukraine.
$50,000.
Yeah, if you accomplish this task.
Every person.
Every person in Ukraine, yeah.
Okay.
everybody will be really happy about
It's a cool
this.
task.
Yeah. But you only have 5 hours, and you have to get from here, Mask Studio, to Zoloty Vorota,
Okay.
to that golden cat.
Yep.
You know, there's a treasure chest there. And you have to unlock it. You have the key. But you're blindfolded,
Ooh.
and you can't speak.
And I can't speak.
What are you going to do?
Take a taxi. Can I take a taxi?
You're blindfolded. I mean, you can.
Okay.
How are you going to get in the taxi?
Well, there's a good thing about phones is that they even have an app for people with disabilities now. So you can... anyway, I'd probably have to change the settings, though, before the blindfold was put on my face. Is that allowed?
You don't get any prep.
Okay,
You're
no
just
prep.
thrown into the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I have my phone, so I'd probably try to figure out where Bolt or Uber or something was, and then do
it's gonna be
the
tough.
audio
okay. Yeah, it's possible.
thing. It would take a little while, but I have 5 hours, right?
Yeah, 5
So-
hours. You wouldn't walk?
I could walk. That's true.
You might get hit by a car.
Exactly. If I could, can I use any props? Like, can I take a
Yeah.
stick or something?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I might try to walk first, and if that doesn't work, I'd probably try to do a taxi.
Okay.
And I can't talk with anyone, you
Nope,
said.
not at
Okay.
all.
So I can't even call a person and say, hey, can you take me here?
No. You can't. You could use a stick, yeah. You could use that guitar.
And I have to unlock the chest, so that's the next question.
I mean,
is
you have
how
the
would
key,
I-
and as soon as you
Oh, I
get
have
to this
the key.
chest, yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I'd probably try to walk. If not, try to take a taxi using the audio
Okay.
thing.
You seem pretty confident that you would get it done.
Yeah. I could get it done.
Hell yeah.
Especially if I
Hell
could,
yeah.
I'm giving everybody money to support them. That's pretty cool.
Okay. I'm impressed. I think you'll get it done. We're all gonna get rich.
All right.
50,000 is pretty good in Ukraine.
It's not bad.
Anywhere, really.
Yeah. It's like at least a year's salary
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people.
Do you like to help people?
I do like to help people.
In what way do you help them?
Well, I'm actually, this is the band aside, I am a mental health counselor
Whoa. Did not know that.
with training in expressive arts therapy. So I work as a psychotherapist here in Ukraine.
Okay.
And I use the arts as a way to help people heal from different experiences and also, support them
Okay.
with their mental health.
We're gonna zone in on this topic right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you could tell me like an inspiring story of how you helped somebody using art therapy. And what does that look like, art therapy? Are they painting?
I'll try to keep it more general just for confidentiality reasons.
Okay.
But I would say the cool thing about using any art form is that it can go much deeper. And you know this yourself, probably as an artist, musician, that sometimes there just aren't words to describe certain experiences that you have or certain emotions that you're experiencing or going through. So the arts kind of help open up that safe space for exploration. So hypothetically speaking, if I was meeting with a client who was really struggling with anxiety or depression,
Sign me up.
I would use, if they're open to it, I would use maybe visual arts or some movement or dance even to kind of get them used to expressing themselves in a different way. Maybe starting with things that they enjoy, things that they find joy in life. Could be as simple as they play video games and that's like their hobby and what makes them get up every day. Cool. We'll start with that, and that's like their strength. So they're really good at video games. They still talk with people maybe via online, but I would help them kind of break through, using the video games as the starting point. I would help them try to find ways to communicate outside of that with those same kind of strengths,
Yeah, that makes sense. So you tailor it to their needs.
Yeah.
Kind of, and to their hobbies.
And that's more like, again, as a starting point, based on what they feel comfortable with. But others that, don't know what they find joy in or don't have any real strengths, or maybe they think that they like something, but they don't because it's like, they've been criticized for it. Then I'll try to like help them find new hobbies or new ways to feel strengthened.
I think it's really a common thing that a lot of people don't really know what they love to do. And they're kind of like, often they have a job that gives them some meaning. And, let's imagine the future in which the robots are doing all of the work.
Yeah.
What are we going to do, Natalie? What are people going to do?
I think...
possible for people to live without work?
Without work?
Yeah, like if everything's taken care of for them, will people get depressed if they don't have work? Yeah.
For sure.
How do we address this problem?
It's a big topic. But honestly, I think this last year, not to be like a Debbie Downer, as they say, but I think it really has taught everybody a lot that like we need each other. So like isolation is hard already, right? Like when you feel isolated from people in your workspace or your whatever it is you do. But this last year we've been forced for health reasons, for survival reasons, to like keep distance. And I think, getting into your own headspace too much is dangerous because you start to get used to it and disattach from connection with other people. And that's a scary place to be.
Do you prefer a larger social circle or a smaller one?
Me?
Yeah.
It depends. Typically, I like more intimate like gatherings. So
and performances.
Okay, maybe not performance. No, like when I'm hanging out, I like 8 people would be a good number.
Oh, it's a good number. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Because at least you'll like have a chance to like interact with friends, family. Any more than that, it gets a little overwhelming. But I can do it, but not like a whole day kind of thing.
Recently, I kind of like the idea of a gang of 20 people.
Okay.
Yeah, some musicians, artists, and we just take over Kyiv.
That's not a bad idea.
Well, take over. We just
artist apocalypse.
Yeah, I don't know, create content and have fun.
That'd be actually pretty cool. Yeah.
And share positive vibes with my favorite city in the world.
Kyiv's your favorite city?
Kyiv's my favorite city.
Cool. Good to know.
Do you have a favorite?
I mean, I definitely love Kyiv. If not, I wouldn't be here.
But it's not your favorite.
I think right now it is my favorite.
Really?
Yeah. Because, well, for one, I live here. And it's more like my home. I mean, Paris is definitely a cool city. But I wouldn't say I know it as well anymore. Like when I was younger, it was always like, ooh, Paris. Ooh,
yeah.
cool
I'm still
place
that
to
way.
be. Yeah. And it's a beautiful city. Definitely changed a lot over the last years. But I wouldn't say it's like a place where I feel at home anymore. Maybe just because I need to get to know it again. Okay.
I want to get back to your art therapy. It's interesting. How'd you get into this? How long have you been doing it?
Do you want the long version or the short version? How much time do you have?
Short, medium? I don't know.
So I would say, again, since I was little, I always loved the arts, any art. Always sang, no matter where I was, which could be a good or a bad thing.
It's a great thing.
But when I was headed into college, university, I had no idea what I wanted to do. But I knew I wanted to do something with music, something with the arts, maybe performance, and psychology.
Okay.
Helping people.
How'd you react when people said, Nathalie, you won't make money in this industry. Go into business. Be a doctor.
Yeah.
Did you have any of this pressure? Because I definitely had some.
I'm definitely very thankful for that. That I have parents that have always kind of like supported whatever thoughts we have. Of course, they would like share their 2 cents or give advice or say like, maybe you shouldn't take out so many loans or for school. But
oh, you have those too?
Yeah.
We don't need to go into the specifics. But yeah, I have those.
But I think I'm very, very thankful for that. That it was never about like money or trying to be super successful in a particular area. I never felt that kind of pressure. Maybe personally I did to some degree, like anyone. But I would definitely not be doing what I am if I was all about the money, for sure.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would say I had a pretty good support system in that area.
In your band, who's the business person? Is it you?
I would say it's more Ilya. But not in a negative way. It's just he's very good at analyzing things and understanding like what direction we need to go to be able to have our music heard. Because that's like, I think, the biggest difficulty, especially now as social media is changing. You have to pay for pretty much everything and anything on there. And even if you have people that like or follow your page on Facebook or Instagram, there's no guarantee that anybody's going to see it just because of the algorithms and however the whole system works. It's pretty nasty. So
he's like the guy that tries to make it relatable to your audience.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a real like learning process. We've done a lot of research, especially this last year, because we're working at we finished an album. Woohoo! First album.
Shout out to what's the album called?
That's actually not announced yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I should.
When you announce it, we can put it below in the description.
In the tag. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to announce it yet.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But I'll say I can tell you a little bit of the details. It has 11 songs on it.
Interesting choice. I always think about like the track number. How many songs should go on an album?
You can get by with 7 nowadays.
Really?
If there are some longer songs on there. But yeah, technically 5 counts as an album. 5 songs. But I don't think people would appreciate that. They might be like, where's the rest? But yeah, you can get by with 8. We actually have more songs, but I won't say when those are going to come out.
Okay, yeah. When can I listen to this? I mean, like, in what kind of situation do you recommend listening to this music? When I'm cooking?
To the music?
When I'm driving. Not that I drive here. When I'm depressed. When I'm excited.
No. We have for this album and just our music in general, it's quite a range of, so we have, it's indie rock, but some songs are oriented more towards like indie pop, garage rock, more aggressive. So I would say this album has more like fast-paced, in-your-face kind of songs. However, there are also a few.
That's cool. I like fast-paced,
more
in-your-face.
Calmed, melancholic, as you'd said.
How's your personality developed as you grow as a musician? Do you find that you're more into this in-your-face, aggressive style music, or do you find that you go into the more, I don't know, sensitive styles?
I would actually say it changes, right? But just depending on what's coming up for us with the writing process. But our bassist, for example, Antoine, he loves like Rage Against the Machine.
Ooh.
That's like his top favorite band. So a lot of that kind of in-your-face punk.
Okay. Do you have a favorite band?
Oh yeah, a lot. The Cranberries is definitely up there.
It's the Zombie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing. All their music. So definitely very influential for me. And Ilya. Arcade Fire, definitely another big one. Love all their albums. Florence and the Machine, their older stuff.
Okay.
First album.
Any favorite Ukrainian band or artist besides Vinok and Daniel Hayes?
Of course.
And Stas.
Yeah, of course. Right now or like ever?
Both.
Definitely really respect and admire the Bracha. I think they're...
Don't know them.
Don't know them?
I'm sorry. No, I'm not well versed yet. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
What style of music is it?
It's more folk, traditional Ukrainian, but it's kind of also kind of in your face. What I like about them, it's not like, oh, I listen to their music every day, and that's not a criticism. It's just it's kind of like Bjork in that sense. You have to have the mood for it. And I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah. Is there any whistling on their albums?
For sure. Yeah, a lot. Okay. But I like them because they're very lively, energetic, and you can tell they have a lot of passion when they're performing. They know how to like energize the crowd, the audience, and they've also stayed very consistent throughout the years. They haven't adapted or changed their style based on the new trends, which again is not like a criticism. I think it's really cool when a band can still, or a musician can still stay, successful or at least good quality, and not change just because of,
What do they look like? Do they have tattoos, piercings?
I don't think they have any tattoos.
Are they short?
It's 3 women and a man. And they wear all the, Ukrainian traditional clothing.
Oh, cool.
But again, it's kind of like they're like yelling and screaming and singing on stage, and just kind of very lively, I'd say.
Gotcha.
So
this is your current or your all-time?
No, I mean, it's not like I'm obsessed or anything. I admire their work. Also, I really like Aesthetic Education, if you've heard of them. If you did not, you should look them up. Very cool band. They're not around anymore, but they were back in the day. Ukyanedzi.
I'm a Piatnica fan, for sure. Yeah, when I moved to Ukraine, they had their album after like this hiatus. They had a long break. I don't know if you like them.
I have not listened to them much, to be honest. But
yeah,
there are definitely a lot of good Ukrainian bands. I would say what I've noticed is that a lot of, and again, this is not like maybe I shouldn't say.
Maybe you should.
I admire bands and musicians that actually try something different. So that's, I think, everywhere is a struggle, but especially when, like, they don't just base a band off of what's popular nowadays. So, and I think, again, that's anywhere, but here in Ukraine, there's kind of a trend of, like, well, this is popular in the States, or this is popular here, so let's go with that genre because we know it's going to be successful. So I would say that's why, again, I like Dacha Bracha, because they've stuck to what they're really good at and passionate about, and they made it work. And they ended up on KEXP. I mean, that's pretty cool for a Ukrainian band.
They're true. They're quite true.
Yeah.
I hear this word a lot in Ukraine now. True. I think.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting to about that time, I think. And so I want to end with a question for you. What's your favorite thing about your life?
About my life?
Yeah.
That's a deep question.
I know.
This moment. My life. I would say when I'm very grateful, and this is not to be cheesy or, but I'm very grateful for multiple experiences cross-culturally. Like, I think the fact that it's not been super easy to move around a lot growing up, but I'm very thankful for that because it's definitely broadened my perspective on life as a whole, but also in how we connect with others and society as a whole. It
probably contributes a lot to your creativity.
Definitely.
And your art.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's a big question. But I guess I'm really thankful for also just multiple areas of interest too. Like I always wanted to be in a band since I was little, and whether or not we ever become like world famous, like it's something that very, we're very passionate about. So,
well, from my seat over here, I think you're living the dream. And
maybe not successfully, but but we're trying. Yeah.
Well, it's good to be grateful, and I'm very grateful that you came on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Thank you, Nathalie.
Very nice to meet you.
Bye, guys. Till next time.
Fuck off.